get here? Huh?
Shallow. Welcome back to HDIGH. It is still just me. I'm sorry, but it's me, AleXa. Hello. How are you? How did I get here? How did you get here? I don't know. Welcome back to the podcast. How did I get here? Where we live our best lives on the internet and come out on the other side knowing more but not feeling all that much smarter. I'm your host today, and you are quite welcome. Just a reminder to subscribe to our podcast on Spotify or Apple Podcasts and always leave a review, please. 5 stars, happy face, 1 to 10, whatever the best thing is, please do. Thank. And make sure you check out our YouTube, which is youtube.com/dive studios or youtube.com/dive pods for the full episodes. Yes, I have spoken this into existence now. Wow, manifesting this. That didn't actually make any sense.
What? I didn't even hear it. I didn't register anything that just happened.
I slept for once in my life.
I think I was astral projecting.
Astral projecting.
I think I was astral projecting in the corner while you were doing that.
It's all good.
What are we talking about today, Alexa?
Today, we are talking about the business of cheesy holiday movies.
Yes.
Do you have a favorite?
Cheesy holiday movie?
Yeah.
I mean, I have a favorite, like, just in general Christmas movie. Christmas Story.
Yeah.
That's a classic.
That is a
I think
classic.
it's very American though.
Yeah.
It's an older American film. I don't know if much. I mean, I don't want to sound like patronizing, but I really do think it's true that I don't think many younger people would be aware of it.
Yeah.
And I think you have to be like pretty American to like have seen it, because it would always run on like TNT or like TBS, you know, cable TV in the States.
Yep.
But yeah, that's my favorite like Christmas movie. And then I think I guess Love Actually is like they're in the cheesy realm, like borderline cheesy realm.
I don't know that movie.
Love Actually?
Yeah.
Yes, you do. You know all the references. It's with it's like the first movie that did all like different storylines that all come together at the very end of the movie type thing.
So it's one of those rom-com ones?
Yeah. So
I don't watch those.
But what I'm saying, it's like it was like the first one to do it.
Oh.
I believe so. Yeah, that's why it was so like crazy like popular when it came out. And it's the reason that it's that classic like person answers the door, someone holding a sign that has a message.
Oh, that's where that originated.
Playing, and it says like tell them that like carolers are here or something like that. That's from Love Actually. Yeah. Hugh Grant is in it. The Scottish guy. Who's the Scottish guy?
The Scottish guy
from Tekken.
Liam Neeson.
Yeah, he's in it. Keira Knightley's in it.
Really?
Everyone's in this movie.
I've never seen it. I've never heard of it.
It's like I will say this. I think the reason maybe I think I like it so much is that opening scene is very actually like meaningful. I think I can spoil it because it's actually very disconnected from the rest of the movie. But the beginning intro part of Love Actually is actually people at Heathrow Airport like greeting family like at arrivals and stuff, and those are real people. And it was kind of like you hear like Hugh Grant's narration to open the movie kind of being like a lot of negativity and negative people exist in the world, but you will find that all around you there is love. And then the movie kind of starts. So do you like cheesy movies?
Here's the thing with me. I like cheesy movies that are like the cult classic bad ones, like The Birds, The Room, things like that.
Yes.
Yeah, did I say The Birds? It's just Birds, isn't it? No, The Birds, Alfred Hitchcock, whatever. But I like those kind of cheesy movies. Yeah. Basically just bad movies.
Well, Alfred Hitchcock's not bad movies.
True.
I love A Rear Window. I love Rear Window. That's one of my favorite movies, and therefore one of my favorite Simpsons episodes because they did a Rear Window parody. Do you know what I'm talking about? When Bart breaks his leg. Yeah.
Oh God. What else is there though? Like,
isn't Trolls?
Yeah,
and
Trolls and Trolls 2.
Yeah,
they're eating her.
You already said The Room.
They're going to eat me. Oh my God.
So for you, cheesy, does that mean cringe, for example? Because you know some of those movies would be considered under the cringe category, right?
I like just movies that are so bad they're good, like Mars Attacks. Just bad movies,
like the kind you watch with like a group of friends.
Exactly.
And just like all hang out and like kind of talking over the movie and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
So more of that and less like Hallmark.
Yeah, my mom loves Hallmark. I do not. I am a very emotional person, but when it comes to that kind of stuff, I'm not that sentimental.
Yeah.
Like,
so do you have a hard time watching those type of movies and feeling the same, like, oh, it's fun to watch with a group of friends and kind of like make fun of it and cringe at it, you know?
Well, the only time I've ever experienced watching this kind of movie would be watching. I don't. It's not a cheesy holiday movie, clearly, but for me, it kind of falls in a similar category. The Crazy Stupid Love.
Okay, but that's like a better,
It's a better
higher
version,
quality movie.
But I was watching it back when I was in college with my other theater major people, and like all the guys wanted to watch it, and I was like, for what? For why? And like, I don't know. I did not have a good time watching it.
Really?
I don't like rom-coms.
I guess so.
I really don't like rom-coms.
Because I feel like there's like tiers of rom-coms for sure.
Yeah.
I feel like rom-com was a little bit more just kind of like, what is it, like a Family Stone? Like it was very more like, it wasn't like whatever Ryan Reynolds used to always be in back in the beginning of his career. But yeah, so what do our articles say in terms of why clearly people love it so much?
Well, it says how Hallmark takes over your TV every Christmas. The standard line about Hallmark's endless parade of made-for-TV Christmas movies is that they're dumb and super cheesy. This is not my words, it's the articles. But they give your grandmother something to watch. Oh, that's true. QVC and Hallmark, yeah. They embrace ideas of tradition and family, but only in the vaguest sense. They're apolitical in a way that people who blanch at the idea that all art is political call apolitical. Most, if not all, of these movies will run for year after year. The 2006 entry, The Christmas Card, which first helped Hallmark realize it could go all in on Christmas in November and December, has continued to air every holiday season since its debut. Really? Since 2006? Happy 14th birthday, The Christmas Card.
As a teenager. Okay.
Oh my, wow, yeah. Oh
and then you got your
gosh.
quinceañera to look forward to, and then you got your Super Sweet 16.
There you go.
Happy for you.
And then when you turn 18, you're an adult, but nothing changes. So
you still can't rent a car. I'm sorry about that.
Which is so dumb.
We'll get into it later.
I was just talking about this the other day with my friends. Woo. Let's see. And then streaming service, Hallmark Movies Now. Oh, they have a streaming service now. Hallmark Movies Now. Hallmark has essentially created an endless media ecosystem for just itself. First, you watch a Hallmark movie on TV, and then take in all of the ads that fund the movie's production budget. And then if you want to watch it again right away, you can subscribe to Now. And all that money flows back into the Crown media coffers.
So
capitalism.
For maybe I think Hallmark is also very like the States or like
very
a North America type thing. Yep. So people outside of that, how do you best explain like what this phenomenon has been? Because it's been more so emerging, I think, in the past few years because of streaming.
So Hallmark movies.
It's also like Lifetime, right? Like Hallmark Lifetime.
I mean, to give an example, this is actually probably a movie, I don't know. But so the plot of a Hallmark movie would be like, oh, it's like a mom and a dad with maybe one or two kids. And then, I don't know, the dad gets deployed on like military service or like a business trip that takes him far away, but it's close to Christmas time and he won't be home. And then some like emergency happens and then the mom is panicking and then like, oh, I don't know if you'll ever see your father again. And then on the day of Christmas, the dad walks through the door and he's like, I'm home, family. And it's like, Dad! And then that's
Oh, I feel like more so lately, the typical like rom-com holiday is always like, this girl is a magazine editor-in-chief, and she's living the busy city life, and she doesn't have time to settle down. But what? An emergency back home. She has to spend a day or two, but just a day or two, back in her old hometown in middle of nowhere. But then, what is this? There's a big blizzard, and she's stuck for the rest of the week, and there's no flights. And who does she reconnect with? But that one boy from high school that she always ignored, but loved the hometown sweet vibe. And they fall in love, and she learns what it's like to slow down. I feel like that's what like most of them. I think I just described like Sweet Home Alabama or something.
I mean, the Hallmark, like the rom-com ones, yeah definitely.
Yeah, but that is it's kind of very like feeds into very just like
it's very niche.
I don't even know it's niche. It's very accessible. It's kind of like anyone can watch it. It's like those movies exist in an alternative universe where like your biggest problem is that like will they or won't they?
Yeah.
Because you're so rich and you have this great career going for you, and it's like, the male character is like the youngest architect to make it big in the city.
Yup.
So money or career is usually not the problem. It's always just like, but my personal life.
I can't sacrifice my job and my 7 figures.
And there's always like a part where like the grandma curses and you're like, oh, that grandma's cool.
Yup.
You're not into that.
And then somebody goes to the hospital for some reason, and it's like, wait, when I said I didn't love you, I didn't mean it.
Dang.
I'm not into this
I'd
kind of
watch.
movie.
I would not watch.
Yeah, I mean, everybody likes their own things.
Check it out. See for yourself. Don't take like our critiques or whatever to heart if you have not. Try to enjoy it yourself. You have to go into it just as much, as deep as they clearly went into it, which is not very much at all. It's like a...
Yeah, don't take our word for anything, basically. Hey guys, it's your girl AleXa. Sorry for the interruption, but I wanted to shout out today's sponsor, BetterHelp. Now, what's BetterHelp exactly? It's an affordable alternative to offline counseling where they can match you with a professional within 24 hours. There's an entire roster of different professionals that specialize in whatever you might need help in, from anxiety, stress, depression, or even with sleeping issues. I've seen you guys say that listening to these shows has helped you feel less lonely or has opened up your mind more about things like mental health awareness. So I can only hope and be grateful that you guys are just as open and honest about your journeys too, with the people that are there to listen, such as these professionals. I want you to start living a happier life today. As a listener, you'll get 10% off your first month by visiting our sponsor at betterhelp.com/gethere. Join over 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health. Again, that's BetterHelp, HELP.com/gethere. Great. Love you all. Now let's get back to our show. A little bit more about this whole phenomenon. Netflix nearly broke the internet in 2018, apparently, when it aired its first original holiday movie, A Christmas Prince, set in the fictional town of Aldovia, whose appallingly unethical journalist lead and delightfully implausible plot elements, a Christmas ball or coronation extravaganza, adoption, snowball fights, and an attempted coup, just to name a few, earned it equal parts skewering and adoration on social media. Oh man, let's see. Hallmark produces original movies and shows throughout the year tied to occasions and holidays that include a countdown to Valentine's Day and even keepsake Christmas. In 2018, the total of 93 originals were produced, of which only 38 were for Christmas. And they said, well, this is a past interview clearly, but for 2019, the goal was 103. Hallmark.
Wow.
Dang.
They said, we know you have time to kill.
I mean,
they said, what are you going to do? Actually fall in love.
Where's the casting for these things? I mean, do they reuse actors for like all 100 of these things?
No, like... Vanessa Hudgens is in a lot of them, right?
Really?
Isn't that like the big joke or meme or whatever? That
She's
like
a Hallmark girl?
She is it Hallmark? It's Netflix, right? She has this like weird deal with Netflix where like she's in multiple different like holiday rom-com type things.
Okay.
Yeah, she's in one where it's like the night before Christmas, but the night is a pun about like a medieval knight. And it's about a medieval knight that accidentally travels through time and lands in like today's present.
And falls in love with her?
Oh. Yeah. And then like she's in one where she plays like 4 different characters, like versions of herself. One's like British, one's blonde. One's blonde.
One's like,
she's like, I'm blonde.
And then, I'm blonde.
I'm blonde. I look like you, but I'm blonde.
And being it.
Yeah, and some other things, and like they all like run into each other, they all like meet each other, something like that. But yeah,
interesting.
You must check it out.
All right, I will check out the Vanessa Hudgens Netflix quality things. Yes,
she gave us High School Musical. We got to give her a chance. True, or something.
We got to give her something back.
Yes.
Let's see. This article says, why are there so many cheesy holiday movies on TV right now? This is from Stylecaster. Lifetime has recently shifted their strategy to creating more original movies, many of which are holiday ones. And in the past couple years, Netflix has thrown their hat into the holiday movie producing ring as well. But why is the streaming service, and everyone else, suddenly so interested in feel-good holiday films? Well, in short, because they make money and people will watch them. They're not banking on awards or acclaim. They're banking on the audience's desire for some good old-fashioned Christmas spirit. Good old-fashioned Christmas spirit.
Do you like Christmas though?
I do. I love
Okay,
Christmas
you
personally.
do like the holidays.
Yeah, I like it for, the family aspect, though. That's the thing. I'm not like for the sentiment, I guess, but
Did you grow up like watching like holiday things with your family?
no.
Maybe that's why you have no like attachment to it.
Yeah, I mean, for us, I am Christian. I grew up in a Christian home. It wasn't like every Christmas, but sometimes we would watch things like The Passion of the Christ. I mean, even that's like an Easter thing, but still, we would watch the Christian movies for these things.
Prince of Egypt?
Seen that. Yeah. You know what's up. I mean, again, this was not like a mandatory thing every Christmas, but that's what I grew up watching on the holidays. But we didn't really watch Christmas movies. Like,
not even like the other things, like I said, like A Christmas Story or Elf.
I mean, Christmas Story,
right?
yeah. Elf, I think I saw that with my friends, actually. But I barely remember the plot of that movie.
But it's not like a movie you revisit the way so many people always like revisit. Do you revisit films in general?
For me, it's things that are like, I'm that girl. Tim Burton. I revisit all of his films like on the daily.
So like Halloween time is where you thrive.
Yeah, the spooky, the dark things. Like, I also like bad horror films. Like the cheesy topic, things like the old Freddy versus Jason. Things like that I like. So, I mean, I've seen a few rom-coms and they're not bad. They're not bad. I mean, the Crazy Stupid Love with Emma Stone, I love Emma Stone. So, I mean, she was the highlight of the movie for me, but they're just not my go-to, so to say.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Interesting. I feel like lately I've met more guys tell me that they love a good rom-com than girls have said that to me. Girls will kind of like sometimes roll their eyes or they'll be like, well, I watch it ironically here and there, this movie. But then I'll get like certain guys will be like, no, I like unironically very much enjoy a good rom-com. I like love or some whatever type thing,
Yup.
But yeah, I feel like there's been like a slight shift.
I agree. I agree. And I kind of like that because, there was that like stereotype, rom-coms are girls, they're for girls, they're
chick
feminine.
flicks, that's what they called it.
Chick flicks, yeah.
Yes.
But it's like, movies are universal, but some people just like different things. Meh.
Did you watch The Room's James Franco's like fictionalized version of The Room?
What's the title of it?
What is it called?
Something
the disaster
movie.
Artist. Disaster Artist.
Yes, I watched it. It's incredible though because if you look at side-by-side comparison of the actual movie versus how they did it, it's like spot on.
Yeah. For those who don't know what the Disaster Artist or The Room is.
So we do have some younger listeners, I'm aware, so I don't recommend watching The Room. It's a little adult, but it's just this really obscure movie. There's really no other way to describe it. The plot really isn't much. It's just this guy and his friends, and he's got like his girlfriend, and then there's like cheating involved and gratuitous scenes of things, and it's just really confusing. And then goes into a flower shop, and it's like, oh, hi, doggy. And then it's like, oh, hi, Mark. I did not hit her. I did not. You're tearing me apart, Lisa.
Yeah. It didn't necessarily gain attention for being a well-made film.
Exactly.
It gained attention for being the exact opposite of that.
Exactly.
Right?
And it's not just the movie itself, because the Disaster Artist with the Franco man, he basically acts as Tommy Wiseau, who is the main actor, writer, director, and producer of The Room, who's just this estranged man. I don't think anybody knows where he's from or what his real name is or how old he is. He's just this legend. So the Franco man assumes the position of Tommy Wiseau in filming The Room. So the movie is about the filming process of The Room and the accuracy of how things were like recreated. It's kind of mind-blowing. I recommend The Disaster Artist over The Room if you're trying to figure out what this is, because The Room is just so confusing.
Yeah, watch The Disaster Artist, and then if you're just curious about what the source material is, then maybe you can check out The Room. If you're an adult, or
if you're an
whatever,
adult.
if you're a grown person,
exactly,
because it is kind of just like weird.
Yeah, again, nothing's like scarring or disturbing. It's just
weird, in a very just like, life's weird, huh?
Yeah, basically, the movie ends and
so
you're like,
weird.
I'm not gonna get that in an hour and so long of my life back, but it was an interesting experience. Glad
Nor
I
do I want it back. Nor do I know where it went.
It went to the Bermuda Triangle.
It disappeared somewhere in the Pacific. You're right. Okay.
So, yeah,
well, there you go.
There you have
So what is the business of cheesy Christmas holiday films?
What is the business of cheesy holiday films? Basically, it's I feel like it honestly just comes from the fact that businesses know that humans are a sucker for emotions, especially around the holiday seasons, because that's when we have the most sentiment and we hold our loved ones dearly, and you can bank on that. Capitalism. That's what that is.
Ooh.
Ooh. Capitalism. Christmas capitalism.
There you go.
Now we've reached the segment where we answer, we, meaning me, answer your questions that y'all have sent in. This comes from Luminous Aura. Yeah, Luminous Aura on Twitter. When was the last time you did something for the first time? How does it feel? That's a good question. When was the last time I had like a first of anything? Well, I mean, yeah, I guess this works. I mean, today, the day we're filming this, this past week, I don't know if you guys knew, but the Asia Artist Awards happened this week. And this was my first time getting invited, my first time performing. Granted, I was invited to the Soribada Awards earlier this year, but AA, it's different. So it was my first time performing on this kind of stage. We did an AR thing with like motion capture. It was my first time doing that kind of thing as well. It was really cool. It was really cool, actually. It was a great honor, rather, because they invited me to be the opening stage for the award show, actually. So being able to have that kind of opportunity, I'm very grateful for that. Yeah. What about you, Diane?
What was the question?
When was the last time you did something for the first time, and how did it feel?
Oh, I did pottery for the first time.
Oh.
I did pottery after years and years and years of saying how much I wanted to try pottery.
Oh.
And my hands are too strong. That's literally the first thing I was told. My hands are too strong. I went to Jeju-do, which is an island in South Korea that is a popular like trip destination. And me and a few friends, we went and we had like no plan. We just knew we wanted to go. And then my friend Levi said the night before, he's like, guys, tomorrow, can I just have one request? I just want to do an activity. She's like, I just want to make something. And we're like, what does that mean? And he's like, I don't know, like a painting or like, I don't know, pottery. And then we're like, okay, sure. Like, it was like 11 p.m. We're like, where are we going to find last minute a place to go make pottery? And there's a lot of villages in Jeju. And like, it's kind of like a historic sites that you can pay like admission price to like just like walk around. And so there's like stations of things. And the one we went to, there's a pottery like house. And there's like an actual guy who runs his pottery store outside of it. And so he's someone who teaches you how to do pottery. And he'll ask you like, what do you want to make? Aww. And so I made a matcha like latte cup bowl thing, like a very Korean typical style or whatever. And so he taught me like what the typical shapes are and like why, like where the tea would gather and stuff like that. And so he helped meld it with me. And then and then we painted it, and then he's gonna send it to my house in like a week.
Oh, because I gotta like put it in the kiln and everything.
Yeah, so it takes like 2 weeks to bake or whatever. But yeah, so that was my thing.
That's so cool though. Dang. I'm gonna try pottery.
Yeah, try it. If your hands are too strong though, it's tough luck.
Hold up. How did you do that with your nails though?
I sure barely didn't. I learned how to like bend it back so that my nails wouldn't scrape against the clay.
Okay.
He was like, not only did you come here with your freaking like dinosaur claws, you also have very strong hands.
I mean,
because he warned us. He was like, you know, when people first try, they don't realize how tough the clay is and how hard they have to like push with their like arm or hand muscles. And so like usually he has to like help them like push it in. And then I heard this and I was like, okay, I love following directions. And so I went to go push it. He's like, all right, push it in. And I pushed it too hard and it just like noodled up and spun out of control. And he was like, 손 너무 세요. And I was like, oh, sorry. You said you had to be strong. Anyway.
Diane is a strong woman. Okay.
I was humiliated. From all my friends. Can't believe he did that in front of my friends.
And there's no videos of this at all?
Huh?
There's no videos of this at all?
I don't know the exact moment, but we have pictures, yeah.
Nice.
There you go.
Pottery. Dang.
Try it.
I want to.
Well, there we go.
Oh, and then this one's specifically for Jay, unfortunately, but I will act in Jay's stead. Jay always talks about adopting a cat. Oh, this is from Jasteful on Twitter. Jay always talks about adopting a cat. If one day you finally adopt one, would you prefer a kitten or a grown cat, and why? Well, interesting. But no, actually, me as AleXa, I've actually also been wanting to adopt a cat, and my staff also asked me the same thing not too long ago, actually. I think it was last week. Because I've expressed interest in wanting to get a kitten and, like, raise it. But then they're like, you know, you could just get a grown cat. It's, like, you know, it's less of a burden. You don't have to, like, raise it. You know, that takes more time. And, like, because my schedule, it doesn't really allow me to be home the full time I would need to properly raise one, I guess. But I don't know. Personally, I mean, kitten or like at least one that's a few months old. I wouldn't want a fully grown cat yet, but just one that's a few months old so I could still like train it a bit. But I don't really know. Depends on if the grown cat was fully trained or not. Because if it's like just feral, that's difficult compared to a kitten. Because at least you can train a kitten when it's feral. You can't really do much with a grown feral cat, can you? So
stuck with its ways.
Yep. Scratches up all your curtains and yeah.
It's gotta be nice to cats.
Yeah. Be nice to cats.
And with that, be nice to cats.
There we go. That's if you took nothing away from today about the cheesy holiday movies, it's just be nice to cats. Be nice to cats and they'll be nice to you. And with that, we are going to wrap it up. Remember, you can
wrap it up
like a Christmas gift. Manifestation.
You're welcome, everyone listening.
Remember, you can always send us your questions to the hashtag HDIGH and let us know what you think should be the next subject for the next episode. Remember to check us out on Instagram and Twitter, which is at The Dive Studios. Our YouTube is youtube.com/Dive Studios. And then for the full episode, you can go to youtube.com/Dive Pods. And we also have a Tickety Talkety, which is at The Dive Studios. Remember to subscribe and leave a review for us, and we will catch you guys later. Peace.
Ladies and gentlemen, did you enjoy that episode?
If you did, you can always listen to the full episodes on Spotify or Apple Podcasts.
And also, do not forget to subscribe and follow this channel. Also, turn on notifications.